It's finally here, folks. The most important election of our lifetimes, since the last most important election of our lifetimes, which happened to be the last election. We have talked so much about the names and the issues and the full contact politics. The races have become part sport, part sitcom, and part reality TV series that would make even the Kardashians envious. But for all the sound, fury, and farce, the script actually has been quite familiar. Democrats focus their time and their money scaring voters about abortion, heralding their latest welfare scheme and the impending planetary doom that more government will somehow prevent. And let's not forget the new drive to allow kids to carve up their bodies and change their gender. At least that was new. Republicans have predictably hung their fortunes on the economy, reducing crime, border security, and pushing back against the culture war that threatens basic societal norms and fundamental American rights. You know, campaigns are always flush with promises, but whether those elected have the courage to move the country in a positive direction is that leap of faith that we make every time we go into the voting booth. It's a faith that is often more a transference of responsibility, though. That's a warning for us. In this time of democratized information, for all of our perceived individual power and influence, too many Americans still cling to this notion that a party or a politician or a program will somehow cure the ills of society. But only Americans can save and strengthen America. One of the reasons many of our chronic problems go unresolved, or that the far left has made such progress upending America's formula for greatness, is that we all too often leave the change that we seek to others. Let me tell you, no president, no congressman, no senator can truly restore the soul of the nation. Sure, those with a pulpit can deliver a moving sermon, but only the congregants of American freedom can turn good words into positive action. Big government, big media, and big tech don't do that, folks. People do. The failures of the welfare state and public education system should serve as a reminder that our experiment with top-down systems has resulted in a corrosion of our society that has gone unchecked by both political parties. The national sin of abortion on demand in the name of freedom has hung like a pall over the country now for 5 decades. But fortunately, it is in that issue, that hot-button issue, that the awakening of parents and the awakening of parents to the danger of leaving education to bureaucrats and union bosses, that perhaps we are, in fact, seeing Americans restoring America. Citizen action on abortion is very personal. I understand that. And as much as Democrats and the media try to stir fear and panic over the Dobbs decision, Americans and their governments in most places are settling into a nuanced position over the issue with a focus on more limited access, but some access nonetheless. On education, the pandemic, radical indoctrination programs, and rising costs for lower returns are resulting in parents engaging in schools in a way that they haven't in decades. Those are positive steps for the nation that disprove President Biden's divisive and nonsensical admonitions over extremism threatening our democracy. On Tuesday, we will see clearly that our imperfect republic is very healthy. Not because the pendulum may swing back toward more conservative government, but for all the rants about the results, because the people again will speak. But before we go patting ourselves on the back, though, remember, voting is only the beginning of citizenship. America is big, it's powerful, it is complex, and it is beautiful. And it cannot be left to the politicians. Members of Congress have a limited individual power by design. America certainly can't be left to the deep state. Frankly, we often set our expectations far too high for our nation's leaders. And one of the reasons why they often lack the courage to do the right thing or push back against damaging special interests is that they are often right to believe that we're not paying attention. So manage your expectations. Tuesday is but one step in a process in which your enthusiastic participation is critical. America is truly preserved only by Americans, not only by voting, but working together to support each other and forging solutions to the challenges that they see every day in their backyard from the ground up. It is strengthened by keeping perspective that the violence and the hate that we are force-fed by our media do not represent who we truly are. America is preserved by people giving of themselves and taking pride in their families, their neighborhoods, and their towns. It is at its best not just when one political party over another holds the reins of power, but when it follows the roadmap that our founders laid out for us, one grounded in being a nation created and guided by Providence and existing to serve His will, existing to be that shining city on a hill.
No crooked establishment.
None of that twisting the truth.
No talking down to me.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think.
I trust Newsmax.
Newsmax.
They don't tell me how to think.
They let
me decide.
Newsmax.
real news
For real people.